Welcome to Path to a Persuasive Presentation. We're going to try to help you through that dreaded challenge of speaking to a big group. First of all, you must begin with having something to say, and that really is what the problem is, because a lot of us hate making speeches. So we call on this consultant here. His name is Bob, and Bob's going to walk us through a couple of tips to get us where we need to go. First of all, audience-centric. That's what Bob says. You need to kind of focus on who you're talking to. Know that audience. Learn something about them. Learn why they're there to see and hear you. That's the most important thing, so that you actually match up with their expectations. And then create this pathway from visualization to unity to focus. We'll talk about that now. But first, Bob says, who's your audience? And we answer the Fraternal Order of Pets, this nice little group of people down here who make our lives better. And then Bob says, okay, that's good. That's a good start. And so what do you all have in common? We all have a shared purpose. And this guy says, yep, be master's best friend. Now we have the rudimentary form of what we want to say and what they want to hear. They want to answer that question. How do they be the master's best friend? And we want to give them some information that gets them there. So consequently, Bob says, create balance. Back to that notion that says you need to say something and they need to hear something. So let's try to figure out, how do we balance it? If you don't, you're going to have a problem. You're going to give them too much information they don't care about, or you're going to not give them enough information to really keep them in focus and on trend online. Visualize, unify, focus, and what that means basically is we see that picture, that lion there is irrefutably strong in our mind. We don't have to say a lot of words. That lion's the king of the jungle. And then we move to the next level, at which we did, for example, a Little Changes campaign, Make a Big Difference for Blueberries. We organized it in a fashion, visually and logically, so that according to Aristotle's the rules of persuasion, we had ethos, logos, and pathos working in there. And that kind of guided the way that we unified the presentation. Finally, we came to this idea of taking each one of those slides and creating a focus in the slide, not 100 different things. You can't always do that, but when you're trying to make a simple, strong point, like we are here, that's what you want to do. So visualize, unify, focus. That really is what we're attempting to do, and that focus piece is finding that salient piece of data and laying it out for people. This original slide looked pretty crummy over there, that focus slide. It was all small and detailed and difficult to see, and the bars were small. We didn't know what the ages were. We reconstructed that so people could see it, and then we color-coded it so people could see what we're focusing on. With this guidance in mind, you need a work process that helps you accomplish your presentation objectives. Here's what Bob recommends. He says plan, outline, and write. So we begin with the plan. The plan, you can find this presentation worksheet in the Blue Line module. This will actually help you sort out your thinking of what you're trying to do, who you're trying to talk to, and all that sort of thing. Then we need to keep in mind this outline. This outline is an hourglass, if you will, where the front end is about hooking and previewing the audience to what you're going to say. Give them something kind of sexy and smart that you want to lay out there, that they want to hang around and hear what you have to say. In the middle, we give them the methods, the data, the details, the logic, the smartness that we're going to give them about why what we're saying is good. And then we wind up with a really strong statement about conclusions and takeaways. Then we organize it, we write it, we put it down. The first thing you will want to do is take each one of those slides and write a simple sentence of what you want to communicate on there. And then go back and create the visuals that are going to give it some impact. That's essentially it. We plan, and of course that's critical. We outline. That gives us that interest in holding power, if you will, and then we actually write it. We put it together in a fashion that is visually appealing, interesting, and causes us to be coherent and straightforward in our presentation. So there you have it. It's a know your audience. It's balance that message. It's about visualizing, unifying, and focusing, and finally planning, outlining, and writing. So this is your actual assignment, and I want to leave one thing with you. This is the only thing necessary in this assignment. This is not an assignment where we're gauging your presentation. You're not doing a live presentation. You're simply creating the deck. So that's something to remember here. Now, presentations need not be a prison sentence. Just call on Bob. He's an expert on speaking.